Hello! We're doing something a little bit different for our reflection time today. We figured since you didn't get to see our faces during the sermon, we'd have a little reflection time here. And first of all, I just want to thank the bishop for a wonderful message about doubting Thomas, which has always been one of my favorite stories in the Bible. And when I was thinking about this story and thinking about his sermon, I thought of this song that I'm going to share with you, Borrow Mine by Bebo Norman. And this song has a really special place in my heart. I used to be in a contemporary worship band at my home church in Waukesha, Wisconsin, and my sister led the group. And my sister has a wonderful singing voice, and she just had a great way of making this community, this group, feel like a community. And it was such a spiritual thing because I love singing and I love making music, but then also I got to sing with my sister, who I've always thought is what I could closest understand as a voice of an angel. I just love my sister's voice. And so it was something that I really grew to expect and count on in my everyday week as part of my spirituality. But this song was actually the last song she sang as a special music before she stopped doing that job. And it was kind of an uncertain time. It was the end of an era. I counted on this time so much, and this group had grown so close. It was kind of like we didn't know what would happen next, if anything would ever really be the same in this group. And it turned out it never really quite was the same. But this song was a message of hope, and it's always stuck with me from this day. It always really means something to me. Knowing that even if the circumstances changed, it didn't mean that we would be separated, that the community of God would continue, that it was precisely in our communities that we find God and that I would find God again. It reminds me a lot of doubting Thomas and in Bishop's sermon. This week where he couldn't see God and couldn't believe before he finally got to see Jesus. It kind of reminds me of like this moment right now, just so hard to see God in the world and to see what things are happening. But what we learn and what I hear in the song is that it's precisely in the support and love of our community that we glimpse God. And that's why it's so important that we hold on to each other, even when we are like Thomas and we can't see hope. We can't see it, where some of us might, but others of us are just in the rut and just can't find the next step. We need each other to survive. We need each other to get through this. There's a line in the song where it says, when we're side by side. I think of this not just, that we have to be physically side by side, but when we're side by side with each other in spirit and supporting each other. So it just reminds me that Jesus comes to where we are, knowing our needs, through the community that holds us, to give us peace. It's the community. That's how we make it through. So I hope this song will be a blessing to you. Once again, Borrow Mine by Bebo Norman. Take my hand and walk with me a while, 'cause it seems your smile has left you. And don't give in when you fall apart and your broken heart has failed you. I'll set a light up on a hilltop to show you my love for this world to see. You can borrow mine when your hope is gone. Borrow mine when you can't go on. 'Cause the world will not defeat you when we're side by side. When your faith is hard to find, you can borrow mine. Borrow mine. take my love when all that you can see is the raging sea all around us. And don't give up, 'cause I'm not letting go. And the God we know will not fail us. We'll lay it all down as we call out, sweet Savior, help our unbelief. You can borrow mine when your hope is gone. Borrow mine when you can't go on. 'Cause the world will not defeat you when we're side by side. When your faith is hard to find, you can borrow mine when you are weak, unable to speak. Well, you are not alone. The God who has saved us will never forsake us. He's coming to take us to our home. You can borrow mine when your hope is gone. Borrow mine when you can't go on. 'Cause the world will not defeat you when we're side by side. When your faith is hard to find. When your faith is hard to find, you can borrow mine. You can borrow mine.